I think that the Mandalorian is very good in a in a different way than what I want from any of the episode numbered um, Star Wars movies. Like the
Yep.
Mandalorian storyline is pretty small scale, and that's a lot of what I like about it, and what's good about it is it stays in that lane.
But I don't think it is.
In what way is it not small scale?
In
It's
that
a
it's
guy
like,
protecting a kid. It's like the Western story.
yeah, but also the kid can use the Force, so let's go round up the gang.
But they don't round up the gang.
The gang appears, and that's enough to ruin it.
Make you hate everything always. I know.
No, the show could have stood on its own just fine without having characters that were already established in canon. My favorite characters so far are the fucking gang of people who just want to break people out of space prison, because that's different. That's something we haven't seen from Star Wars.
That's fair. And we have seen it so many times in the animated shows. But
then that makes it worse.
Not watching.
I mean, we haven't seen those guys, but we've seen that sort of theme or style many times in the animated shows. There are gangs of space ruffians.
Yeah, okay, then that's cool. Like, then I'll probably like the shows, because that's the shit I want out of Star Wars, is forget all of the fucking people we know about, focus on the weirdos. There's so many potential weirdos. Like, hey, what if we spent an entire show on one planet?
Hey, Chris, you might. Wait, what? You wanted to spend the entire show on one planet?
Or a movie, or just like explore an ecosystem of people within Star Wars who don't have the same capabilities of spaceflight.
I don't know about that. Like, I'm not saying that can't work, but spaceflight is pretty integral to Star Wars. It doesn't necessarily bother me that like they're going to do some space travel.
Sure, but that's why I said like the same capabilities. Like there could still be space travel, but like it could be someone like just on the edge of like figuring out that the universe exists the way it does and just starting to enter into the Republic or whatever era you want to put it in. Put it way before the Republic. Old Republic lasted for 1,000 years. Show me a show at the very beginning of that. Show me the founding of the Jedi Order. Anything other than just the same 6 motherfuckers. It's so easy to think of potential cool ideas for Star Wars is my problem, and they don't.
Well, they are also about to expand it by to a ridiculous.
But also, they announced like 8 shows about the same shit. They're like a Boba Fett show, a show on fucking Clone Rebels or whatever. Like, come on.
There's one on the Rangers of the New Republic. There's an Ahsoka one. There's a...
Ahsoka already has a television show. We're fucking done. Move on.
I mean, to be fair on that one, I mean, Clone Wars, if there's a main character of Clone Wars, she is it. She is far from the only main character. It's not like, hey, let's just look at Ahsoka do shit always. It's actually a lot of making you not hate Anakin. It's Clone Wars. Like, he's a legitimately good character in Clone Wars. And then you're like, ah. Then you can come back and be like, oh, I'm bummed that he ended up being a bad man. Because I remember when I liked him.
But also, like, I don't know, watching Attack of the Clones, it's just, he's villain-coded immediately. Like, his idea of flirting with Padme is saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a fucking dictator?
Yeah.
And then he murders people with impunity. That's his character.
I don't think George Lucas has ever been in love, because he would have found some better way to write it than that.
I don't know how we got to the first checkpoint, because this has been trash so far.
You're gonna get rolled, and we're like, fine.
Yeah, no, George Lucas does not experience human emotion.
I think that Star Wars has the basic Pokemon problem. it was made as this quirky 70s sci-fi fucking weirdness. And then it was so much more popular than anyone could have anticipated.
Killed a Brazilian with a rock.
Popular. Like, and then they were like,
no.
oh shit, we gotta do more of this. And now, fuck. Now we gotta explain all that stuff that Obi-Wan said 3 lines about. Although, allegedly, George Lucas did write the originals and the prequels before the originals were even made.
I mean, there's a lot of allegedly with George Lucas, I feel.
Yeah, but that is, I've heard that many times, that he did, in fact, have at least the story from the prequels already made when the originals came out.
Like, we don't have a healer, and we're always, like, dying. They're just like, cool, you could take the cart, though, if you want.
Yeah, they're not playing the objective, which it's an objective-based game. Like, wait, where?
I'm just staying on the cart.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing that heals me.
Also that, yeah. Okay.
Oh, they left. Or no, they switched to Bastion.
Yeah. I don't know why, because me and that Mercy were doing good work. Fuck it. Okay.
We were just really mean to that Bastion.
Good. He chose to play Bastion. Hit a cowboy with a rock.
Good job.
I in fact did not think that they were gonna have. I thought that there would probably be a Jedi in the last episode of The Mandalorian because it made sense from what they had built up. I didn't think it was gonna be Luke. But.
And like also a big part of my problem with Star Wars is Star Wars fans, honestly.
Well, right.
Because they're fucking
I don't think
dipshits.
It was better or worse. I think it made perfect sense for it to be Luke. I thought they were gonna do the main kid from Rebels because he's the only. I didn't know they were gonna use any like main vein Star Wars characters in Mandalorian. Like I didn't know they were gonna have any of the characters from the episode movies other than like fucking Boba Fett, who doesn't count for anything. Barely a character.
And yet people love him, so they're like, well, we got to include him.
Yeah, I mean, he crawled out of the Sarlacc, I guess.
I hate that Boba Fett is back. He's just the worst character, and I don't get it.
He isn't a character.
I mean, yeah, like...
He's a bounty hunter. His dad died.
I don't know.
And then he died.
I just don't really care for Mandalorians in general.
I know you don't.
I think part of it is that...
Go on, Jordan.
Yeah, I think part of it is just that I don't really care for the trappings of, like, warrior culture. I just don't find that very interesting generally, and I think partly that, like, the entire Mandalorian thing is born out of, like, a bad character who had, like, a kind of cool costume, and people just latch onto that.
To be fair to them, especially in Clone Wars, they do a very good job of exploring the problems with warrior culture and living that way.
Yeah.
And there's like almost an entire season of that show that is about what happens on that planet.
Yeah, and the other issue... Yeah, we're going.
And like, it's not all guys in jetpacks flying around.
Yeah, I think I might be a bit more into that. And the other issue is that there's only been one good Mandalorian character, and I think we both know the one we're thinking of, Duncan, because it is an Old Republic character.
Is it,
Roland Dyer, that's right.
I was not who I was thinking of, because I don't know I think I played KOTOR 2, and I played SWOTOR, but I don't think I ever got all the way through KOTOR 1.
Interesting.
I mean, I know that you're Revan the whole time, but...
No, that was also another comic book character who I actually like, but is not really a major character, so I'm not about it.
God, this team deserves to fail.
Yeah,
also Sabine Wren is a good Mandalorian character, and she's in Rebels.
I believe you.
I think the idea of Mandalorians can be cool if they like explore it as a counter to the Jedi, because they are ostensibly the same thing, just Jedi can use the Force.
Well, I mean, that's what's kind of neat. I've always thought is neat about Mandalorians is that like they introduce this element of like, hey, this is a race of people that has developed their technology to the point.
Shout out to Miku, who changed off of a sniper to another healer.
But that they've used their technology to be like on the same caliber as Force users. It's kind of neat. Like, and that's actually a thing that's shown in Clone Wars.
Basically, what you're saying is there are only 2 good pieces of Star Wars media.
No. I think both of those shows are good. Rebels probably slightly better than Clone Wars as an overall show because it's a lot more focused and coherent. Like, it's about the same characters the whole time, and sometimes there'll be a string of, like, 6 Clone Wars episodes, and you're like, who the fuck are these people? And why do I care about what's happening right now? They're like, it's a planet we need, and, like, that's one, like, Padme line, and then there are, like, 16 episodes about that planet, and you're like, why is there an evil droid spider commander dude that...
Oh, yeah, him!
And then
Commander Trench.
So basically what you're saying, even the good Star Wars is bad Star Wars.
Well, but that's because Star Wars is weird, silly sci-fi.
Well, no, you just have to be really interested in Mon Calamari Jedi number 4.
Well, there is also Mon Calamari Jedi, who's like a Padawan, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't remember his shtick, but I remember he exists.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So actually, I feel like you might really appreciate some of the quirk in Clone Wars, because I think the one thing we've established is that you only enjoy quirky media.
That is certainly not true.
Are you talking about me or Chris?
Chris.
No, what we've established is I have problems with how Star Wars is treated as a franchise.
Yes. And I think you have more I think that you have trouble divorcing the fans from the product.
No, because I have plenty of problems with both, and I can articulate them both pretty clearly.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to say that how annoying the fans are has definitely factored into your opinion of the literature itself.
It's definitely factored into my opinion.
I don't think it has influenced me on my thoughts on the prequels in any way.
Well, it's because everybody already hates the prequels anyway.
Untrue. Because people like shitposting about them a lot and saying they're actually good, and like those people are just dumb, and I'm not going to let it affect me.
And again, I think those people have watched Clone Wars, and it makes them seem a lot more okay. Because it basically, what it does is it keeps the same good plot structure that has existed even from the shitty movies, and then adds good writing and acting and directing onto them.
But also is the only place that the plot is established and explored.
I mean, the skeleton is put there in the movies.
Like maybe a rib.
Right. I mean, like, it's not a ton, but you like know that there's the trade dispute, and then Chancellor Palpatine is gonna be the chancelloring, and he's trying to get a chancellorship.
All right.
But also, the only thing you can know about Palpatine, you know, because you're like, oh, that's that guy's name from the other ones. He's probably bad.
Anyway, Chris, I think you should I'm going to get back to my original point in that I think you both should read all of the Knights of the Republic comic books. I actually think
that's
Chris,
the first time you've said that. How can you claim that's your original point?
Look, it's always been my point. It's a long con. Also, I think Chris, you might actually really enjoy it because it's mostly about a bunch of like, kind of losers and flunkies. So it's more in the like these people are kind of suck. Range of Star Wars.
Yeah, sure. Listen, I just like the Star Wars universe has a lot of potential, and I think that it often gets wasted.
Yes,
and I think that is the case with basically every single complex world, because once a world is sufficiently complex, once it has sparked your imagination to the point where you're imagining all the things they could do, they're only going to do one thing, and you're going to be like, but you could have done all these other things.
And that's why it's good when shows have fleshed out backstories and then just stop, or movies, or anything. That's why Ghost in the Shell has 10,000 iterations, but like I'm never going to watch any of them because I'm like, damn, Ghost in the Shell, that movie kicks ass. That world is incredibly fleshed out, and they only showed us a portion of it, and I'm never going to watch anything else from it. Which is the way that I should be with Star Wars, but god damn it, I was raised different.
Yeah, I mean, plus, I don't know, like, I don't know that I would call the originals unsatisfying, but they are a little narrow and do involve a climax of little people wearing teddy bear suits. So, you know.
I think Return of the Jedi is a good movie, and do not mind the Ewoks.
I don't really either.
I'm probably just gonna go through like
ever happened in Star Wars.
I'm like probably just gonna go through the entire Skywalker saga in chronological order at this point. So like I'll let y'all know.
Guys, it didn't work.
No, it super did not.
I love Ewoks. They're hilarious. I love that they put a bunch of little people in teddy bear suits, and that somehow logs destroyed chicken walkers with blaster-resistant armor on them.
Look,
logs aren't blasters, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's created to dissipate heat energy and not physical force.
And like logs are heavy as shit, brother.
Listen, I love it. I unironically love the battle on Endor. Do I think it's good? Different question.
And there we get Star Wars. I love it. Do I think it's good? Well, that's a different question.
Right, exactly. I mean, and that's, I think, how everyone has to feel about Star Wars, and why a lot of my outrage that I sometimes feel about the quality of Star Wars happens. It's like, I don't really watch it for it to be this incredible piece of literature. I watch it for like guys with laser swords, like space ninja wizard samurai, to like do cool shit, and for me to enjoy the fact that there are a bunch of lasers and weird ass fucking aliens on the screen.
Sure, but it's preferable when that is like executed with any display of competence and not the prequel trilogy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say they do it well in prequels. It's like, well, there are some cool laser swords, and there are better lightsaber fights than the originals, certainly. But
We're chasing this Moira too much.
No, because we're going to stop their Symmetra from doing the teleporter thing.
Like, that is without a doubt true that the lightsaber battles are much better in the prequels.
But also, they kind of ruin Yoda's character.
I actually would say that the lightsaber battles are not better in the prequels. There are some that are pretty good, but a lot of them are like a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing.
Yeah, there are exactly 2 good lightsaber battles, I would say, in the prequels. And they are Duel of the Fates and the Mustafar, also Duel of the Fates.
I like the one at the beginning between Dooku because it's small, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it like establishes some stuff in the rest of the movie. But
yeah,
there's no good one.
Anakin one where he kills Dooku is pretty.
Yeah,
solid.
that one's good, and that does some important character stuff in a movie that is actually fine.
But like, listen, as someone who moments ago finished Attack of the Clones and then played D&D, like the fight. So Obi-Wan fights Count Dooku, gets his leg stabbed. That happens. That'll happen to you. Then Anakin's like, I'm gonna fight this guy now, and they're like, you're brave but weak or whatever. But also, 50% of that fight is just a close-up on Anakin's head, a close-up on Dooku's head, a close-up on Anakin's head, a close-up on Dooku's head, and lightsaber effects swirling around the top of the screen. Literally 50% of that fight is that.
And I would say that, like, are there any good lightsaber fights in Attack of the Clones? Maybe.
I mean, there's Dooku Yoda, and that's an okay.
That is not good.
No, that's bad. Like,
that is so extremely bad. Are you kidding me, Duncan? I don't respect you.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of like stupid flippy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because he's the only Muppet Jedi Master.
But he isn't even a Muppet because they took that from him. They took that from Frank Oz.
He was. Everyone knows that Yoda aliens are. Well, I think Frank Oz still voiced them.
Yeah, but they took the Muppet away from him.
I know, which was sad. But everybody knows those aliens are only Muppets when they are babies and when they're very old men, okay? In between, they are computer generated. That is now canon, because Grogu is a Muppet, old Yoda is a Muppet, but
like
in
to
his
see
prime Yoda, CG.
I don't know. Like,
but also, like, the cool thing about Yoda is that he is a Jedi Master in the originals who teaches Luke without teaching him how to be better at killing people, without teaching him how to use a sword better. And then the prequels, they're like, yeah, but what if he was, like, the best swordsman also and did a bunch of fucking flips like a Toad Man? Which is so antithetical to his characterization in Dagobah.
Anyway, I did a great job. I had almost half the damage taken.
Good job.
50 years later, when he's gone through some shit and learned a little bit more about himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but also he's like Yoda, 800 fucking years old.
Yes.
30 years shouldn't change a guy that much.
Well, they're a very significant 30 years.
His
fall mostly due to his own hubris.
Yeah, but they don't explore that.
I mean, in some ways they do. With the whole, I mean, they like Revenge of the Sith doesn't much. If every prequel movie were the quality of Revenge of the Sith, it would have been a good trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, if every movie was a good movie.
No, but just like in terms of the fact that I think the reason I like Revenge of the Sith so much is it's an almost literally perfect bridge into A New Hope. Like, it ties that prequel story into such a neat bow to set up the originals, that's what's really well done about that movie. Like, the way that everything unfolds and it makes sense and you see
counterpoint
his stuff.
I always got counterpoints for you, Duncan.
Yes.
It doesn't all make sense because Padme just gets super sad.
Well,
and gosh darn it, that'll kill you. She's so sad.
I mean,
she's so sad that her abusive, horrible 19-year-old husband is a bad guy.
Yeah, she made some questionable life decisions, man.
She's God damn it, Padme, you're 24 years old. Have some fucking self-respect.
The one thing I don't like about Revenge of the Sith is that it does kind of ruin Padme's character.
Padme's character is ruined in Attack of the Clones.
No, but in Attack of the Clones, she's, strong and capable.
In Attack of the Clones, she's talking to her bodyguard, and he's like, yeah, wouldn't dictators be cool? And she's like, I gotta fuck him now.
No, but I mean, in terms of her personal efficacy, she is a very, strong character. Strong-willed, willing to take care of business herself. And then, for the entirety of Revenge of the Sith, she is crying in an apartment.
Yeah, I mean, that's also bad, and it was set up by her being a 24-year-old who's like, this 19-year-old who thinks dictators are cool is hot. I'm a 24-year-old adult woman!
Yep. Listen, 24-year-olds make some shitty decisions, man.
And any 24-year-old who decides to date a 19-year-old is a bad person.
Well, I mean, that's a little extreme.
Perhaps, but also, like, you're not entirely upset about that extreme.
Well, no, I'm not entirely, like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because it's fucked up.
But, you know, that's because they're really immature, not because they're not hot, you know?
That's you're just digging yourself a hole here. Duncan.
Yeah, that's not the right way to say that.
I mean, I'm saying
no one's arguing the attractiveness of 19-year-olds.
I understand that. God damn it, it was a slightly off-color joke.
Yeah, but this is Star Wars, so it's serious.
Okay, but Star Wars was born with siblings making out.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Weird if George Lucas is writing a relationship.
The last thing I said was a joke. Yeah, no, the only good relationship moment in all of Star Wars, perhaps, is Han saying, "I know," and that was ad-libbed.
No, he's George Lucas. He's
because
a fucking weirdo.
Also, because he had no, like, there was no reason to believe that Leia loved Han.
Right, like, to that point, like, they kind of just hate each other. And, like, that's what he thinks love is like a burning sensation, I guess.
I'm concerned for his wife and son.
Yeah, like when literally his line for, like, Anakin expressing love is, "When I'm with you, I'm in agony."
Yes!
But that's not how
That's
love
not
works.
the one you're supposed to feel. Agony, you sure?
It's tragic.
I've been
for
playing
something.
so poorly in this one.
No, he really
I'm
loves
doing really bad.
Dude, I'm so bad.
I'm just fucking laughing about Star Wars and dying.
Because he just loves the idea of this, like, tragic love story, but he always has to make it fucking weird. Like, it can't be just like a regular, like, Romeo and Juliet style tragic love story where it's like two people who socially acceptably should be able to be together, but for this fucking thing that makes it tragic. Instead, he's like, have siblings fucking, and this priest is gonna want a dictator and fuck a senator.
He has known since he was a 9-year-old child, and she was like a 15-year-old adult played by an 18-year-old adult.
Dude, I fucking love it though. Like but this is my whole point about Star Wars. It's like, we gotta remember that those are like the bones of the whole thing when we judge the goodness of Star Wars. Those are like core fucking elements to the story. Like,
God, Star Wars is bad. I like it, but oh my god.
It is only good because the character designs are so good. And
Yeah,
the
no.
universe design is so good.
Star Wars has... I died. I got booped because I chased a far when I shouldn't have. But also, listen, we're writing this one off. We were talking about, like, 14-year-olds or whatever. Oh, they have a 5-stack? That seems illegal.
They have a 5-stack, but they have yet to have a 6-player.
Oh, they haven't... Have they been playing with 5 the whole time?
Yes.
Perhaps that's why we were able to get to 99%. Well, 3 of us were not playing this game.
Also, their team is extremely good. They've got like 2 silver people and like.
This team has played the game more than us.
We might just lose 5-on-6.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't care.
It's fine. We were talking about how Star Wars is bad. They'll understand.
Is Tim going to join us?
Listen. He just wanted to know if we were still going.
And
yeah,
he
but
did log on also.
Did he?
He did what?
He logged on to the Switch, I think.
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember seeing his thing pop up.
It did. He definitely did. You know, he was. Yeah, he got on and off. I guess he decided that he wasn't going to play Overwatch until 4 in the morning today.
That's valid. Like, okay. I agree that Star Wars has always been bad, but I would like it to be like uniquely bad every time.
Okay, fair.
Is that can we land on that?
I'm okay with that. I just think that The Mandalorian does not overdo it on existing characters.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it overdoes it, but it still does it as a crutch. I think doing it at all is a crutch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Did you feel that way about Korra?
I think
Did you feel that like every adult character being related to someone from the original show was a crutch in that?
A little bit, sure. Yeah, like, but like,
because I would say it's a very similar thing.
Yeah, it's
like,
similar.
The next generation, but the old guard's still there and important.
Except for fucking my main man and his fan sword wife Suki. Come on, what they did? They were done dirty. Suki not even mentioned in Korra. In fact,
that's true. I don't even know if they ever actually got married.
No, it's
maybe it was just a squeeze of Sokka's.
That would be upsetting. She was cool as shit.
She was a good
like
character
Suki
in general.
Suki dies.
I mean, she was barely a character, but I liked her when she was around.
She was more of a character than Star Wars insult. Just imagine I said something scathing about a character in Star Wars.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. That's.
Boba Fett. Where? Anyway, this game, unfortunate.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just bad at game. Oh my god, he got the fucking health back. Now it's even. Now we'll win. No, like I think Korra has crutches in that it could have been about like the 9th Avatar after Aang or something like that and still been really good. I'm just walking away from this echo. It's gonna kill me.
And it's disconnecting shenanigans. How much of what I was saying did you?
Oh, none.
Yeah.
So I was saying the reason I liked seeing Ahsoka so much in The Mandalorian was because she's maybe, in my opinion, the best Star Wars character, like top to bottom. And she is often treated in the universe as like not even a real character because she first showed up.
That's because she wasn't until 6 years ago.
Until like she was, in the movie and then Clone Wars thing, like she was introduced in the animated series. Yeah, Rey wasn't a fucking character until like 4 years ago either.
Yeah, but you can't be like, oh, it doesn't respect her because she hasn't been shown until recently. That's because she didn't exist until recently, bro.
No, I think that Ahsoka is not as respected because she was she was introduced in Clone Wars, which is not seen as.
But literally, like every single Star Wars nerd is like, Ahsoka's the best character, every single one.
Yeah, and I think that that's just because she is, and it was nice to see her get some respect in more of the big leagues.
No, the best Star Wars character is definitely. I'm not gonna do it. This joke is getting old.
Were you gonna say Jar Jar Binks or someone from the Old Republic story?
Oh, someone from the Old Republic comic book story.
Dax Rendar.
No, it's Martin Hieroglyph.
Also, watch the Jar Jar Binks Sith Lord theory video. It's hilarious and wonderful.
Oh, damn it!
I've already read that shit.
It's so funny and actually makes sense, which I also love.
The thing about have you heard of the book series From a Certain Point of View? I think it's called. What it is there are 2 of them so far, and they are short stories around the time of A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, which I was excited to learn because they were short stories about like just other people during that time, what else was happening, like the 2 that I know of by 2 like internet creators I like is a biologist on Hoth studying local flora and fauna, and then like looking into 2 fucking silly bounty hunters who were just in the background of one scene in Empire Strikes Back. Now the downside to that is apparently like the stories like ultimately all tie into the events of the movies, which I think is disappointing because I think it could have been really cool if it's just like, hey, what the fuck else is going on in Star Wars, the Star Wars universe at this time, which is what I want out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
We don't have a healer.
I would say you're really gonna like Rebels then, because that's very much the spirit of it. It's like, here's this Rebel cell, mostly. I mean, the whole first season, I believe, is essentially entirely on Lothal, which is the main character's home planet. And then they're like forced off of it, and it gets a little bit bigger into the universe. But most of the shit you care about is all about Lothal.
They have too many short people on their team. They have 2 short people on their team.
That's too many.
I think you'll find that I'm correct. Who's behind me?
I prescribe human growth hormones for all the characters of Overwatch.
There's a Bastion.
Yeah, and also we don't have a healer. The last person to choose could have been a healer, and instead chose Widowmaker.
No, that wasn't right at all.
Ash, actually.
It was Widowmaker, and now it's Ash.
I switched to easy mode.
Yeah, I do. I think you'll like. I think you'll like both of those shows quite a bit.
I've seen a couple of Rebels, and it was a fine enough show. Strong opinions on it, but it seemed decent.
I think it gets very good. The first season-ish is not as great as the rest of the show, I would say. But I mean, you like the characters, and they're a fun, scrappy crew that flies around on a ship, and it's kind of Firefly-esque.
Okay, so why don't I just watch Cowboy Bebop? I think Firefly probably doesn't hold up, is my estimate. I thought it was fine when I watched it in high school. No, I thought I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I won't retroactively say I thought it was worse than it was. I thought it was good.
I think it just deserved a lot more than obviously, it deserved more than it got.
It deserved to be aired in order at the very least.
Right, like. It deserved a fair run.
I remember watching Firefly and thinking it was a good show that I enjoyed quite a bit, but also like probably kind of to a certain extent. Like Firefly's overall quality is a meme. Does that make sense? Like that's not me saying I think the show's bad. Cool. Just that like it being like the show that was great and didn't get its due is a joke essentially.
Yes.
I mean, yes, it's become basically the poster child for shitting on networks, for canceling things when fans want them to continue.
Yeah, my suspicion just is like I bet it doesn't hold up in the 2020s.
I think that it doesn't hold up that well. I think that Serenity holds up pretty well. I've watched that.
I have never watched Serenity.
It's good.
I haven't watched Serenity either.
Okay.
It's quite good.
Okay.
I think it's better than the show.
I know. I'm pretty sure I know like the big thing that happens in it though, but whatever. That doesn't mean it can't be impactful.
I'm not dead yet.
Like the twist of what you find out or whatever.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's just good. The villain in it's really good. He's played by Swidgel.
Oh yeah, him.
Swidgel to I don't have enough vowels in my name guy.
This game mode sucks.
Yeah, sometimes people are decent and help you out, and then sometimes they're this.
And sometimes those people are on the other team.
No, I have to be the third bad DPS.
Yeah.
I need to be the fourth bad DPS. I'm not doing particularly well as Reinhardt, but
okay.
like no one's killing anyone. Anyway.
I didn't finish my core thought, which is essentially that, like, why, like, our Ashe is on top of them. Like, I can't heal that. Are you kidding me? Which, like, yeah, using... Okay. I don't know where all my health went. Yeah, like, having characters come back is a crutch, but also, like, I think I might have liked Korra more if they were just like, oh, let's look at eight avatars before Aang. Let's look at 6 avatars after Aang, rather than let's go immediately, what's next?
Yeah.
But also, Korra's still good. Like, sure, fine.
Yeah. I also feel that, like, it does not... First off, I think Korra has more of an excuse to use, like, already established characters, considering it's, like, right after. So the fact that, like, a character that appears who could reasonably, like, pop up does not bother me. Wait, that was bad. And I think the other issue is that, like, it doesn't really do it a lot. Like Tenzin is a new character. Like in the first season, Aang appears once, which makes sense because Avatar powers, and like
No, but
Katara,
I mean,
like exists.
I was more alluding to the fact that every important character is from one of the families of the OG characters.
Yeah, like the Beifongs.
Well,
You
sure,
got a Beifong,
but...
you got Al Aang's kids. I mean, aside from the literal like main core, you've got Tenzin, who's Aang's kid. You've got Lin, who's Toph's kid. You've got new General Iroh, who's Zuko's kid. Like, you just got everybody's kids.
I mean, like, that's not wrong, but also, like, these are the most important people around. Like, it makes sense that there'd be some connection between the people.
Exactly,
who already
and I think that I think that's kind of my point for at least some of what they did in Star Wars is like, well, yeah.
But also, Star Wars has like hundreds of hours of content, and the Avatar universe is 2 shows.
Yeah, that's part of it.
And they are
like,
directly sequential.
And comic books.
And the comic, that's true. And the comics, which explore more from the first show, right?
Tim, you are correct. There are lots of Star Wars comic books, and we should really talk about one of them.
Oh my god!
I'm getting a drink.